Preston Guild is a unique celebration that happens once every 20 years, and the first evidence we've got for it is in 1179 when Henry II issued a royal charter to Preston confirming the right that the town could hold a guild. And a guild is an organisation of tradesmen, craftspeople, and membership of it was essential if you wanted to trade in the town, because you could be fined if you came in from outside and set up without being a member of the guild. You could be fined. So it was a way that the early town developed, and the development was controlled. And it's a right, it's a hereditary right that's passed down to sons from fathers, and since 1992 daughters as well. So women can be guild burgesses and have been for the 1992 guild and the 2012 guild. The original guild hall was sited, as I said, where the Victorian town hall was. That had been the site of the town and guild hall for many, many hundreds of years. The present guild hall off Lancaster Road was completed in, I think construction started in 1970, and it just missed the 1972 guild. They used the public hall for the official court, but it's been used for subsequent guilds since 1992.
Since we've had the business, we've brought a lot more to the city that was here before. We've tripled the amount of shows that were on before we took it off the council. Obviously the council were running the business into the ground, unfortunately, because of the cuts that were going on. So we've brought big star names, we've got touring shows back, we've just opened Level, which is our 3-storey family entertainment centre. So we bring a hell of a lot, and it's been shown in the local demographic. The Stanley Arms and the Miller Arcade, they were pretty much derelict when we took over, and they've invested over millions of pounds in that area alone. And then moving down Lancaster Road, heading north, all the units across from the town hall are pretty much occupied now, whereas those were all empty. So we're clearly, with all the footfall, we're having a big impact on the surrounding area.
I'm editor of Blog Preston, which is a community interest company that seeks to keep people informed about what's going on in their city. So our favourite part is writing stories about the city and learning something new, generally every day, about its people or its places. Over to Guildhall, I've been to some of the bars, I've been to some events there. Certainly it was a place where I and others wouldn't go before, because they were certainly, it seemed to be winding down. There weren't many events on, there weren't many things to go to. But you only have to look at how busy some of the restaurants and the bars are on a Friday, Saturday night to see that people are going back to them. Certainly whenever I've been to shows there, it seems good. You know, they're certainly refitting the place. It feels more modern, and the variety of events means there's more reason for a lot more people to go. I've got a little 9-month-old at home, so we took her to a baby rave, which was a bit unusual, and that was in the main hall back in the summer. That was, it was good fun, something different to try with a little 9-month-old.
We've got over 250 staff in total with the businesses that are grown. So we've been very, very successful over the last 3 years. It's been very hard work, a lot of blood, sweat and literally tears, but we've got to where we wanted to get to at this time. So we're on track with our internal targets and internal performance, and now with the opening Level Up and other opportunities on the horizon, it's going to be obscene what's going to happen over the next few years. We've had, well, Rick Astley's been a couple of times. He's quite a well-known household name. That's the kind of star, if you like, that we attract because of the size of our hall. When it was built in 1972, 1973, it was the largest arena in the country, and now we're probably not even in the top 30, because obviously there's these mega arenas that 20, 30,000 and Wembley Stadium, things like that. But we've got quite a lot quite a lot coming up this year. We've got we're doing well with the comedians. We've got Bill Bailey coming up in March. He's doing 2 nights. They never used to do 2-night runs here, but we're now getting a lot of the comedians to do back-to-back nights. That's pretty much sold out. Paul Carrick's coming back. Brian Connolly, Gary Newman. So we've got quite a lot of names. We've got the world premiere this month of David Walliams' Orphalanti in the theatre that's sold out. So that's a big one for us. We had Gangster Granny last year, we've got Gangster Granny again in May this year. And then we've got Horrible Histories off them in November. So we've got their 3 biggest shows from Birmingham Stage Company. We had Footloose last year, and Joseph and his Amazing Technical Dreamcoat. And then this year we've got booked in Blood Brothers and a couple of others. So we've got some big touring shows coming back. Level was my baby and still is for the last 6 to 7 months. And we've got about 2/3 of it open now. We're still working on the assault course on level 3, and that's going to be finished by the 22nd. Laser has just been installed today. The guy's just been doing the training with the staff. So the laser tag arena is going to be open from next week onwards. So we've added 2 more activities into there, and it's just been doing phenomenally well just with what the activities we had open. So that's really a big key string to our bow, because if that can be the final cog in the wheel to this place making some money, then Simon's clearly, his investment's going to get repaid. He's brought money, to be honest with you. He's brought investment, £10 million he's invested over the last 3 years. And that's what he does. He's obviously a serial entrepreneur. He's a very wealthy chap. All the businesses have to pay their own way. 99% of the businesses that he's got all make money, whether it's 10,000 or 10 million, and every business has to be self-funding. And he's clearly, this one's different because it was losing 2 million a year with the council, but we've got that down to around about 250,000 now over the last 3 or 4 years. So without his investment, we wouldn't be sat here today, basically. So that he's my mentor, if you like, and clearly he's my line manager. So we catch up every week, or we have meetings weekly, and management information meetings every month about the different businesses. So he's a driving force with regards to myself, and then other senior or directors around his group of companies. He doesn't get too involved, but obviously if he doesn't like something, or if something's not gone to plan, then you soon know about it, especially if he gets told before we do, which doesn't happen that often, but clearly no one's perfect, so it does happen. So yeah, he's a very, very clever chap, and you don't get an MBE off the Queen for services to businesses for not doing great service. So he's clearly a role model as well, but he's brought a hell of a lot of investment to Preston, that's for sure. And just off the back of what he's done, or we've done, as he likes to say and we like to say, it's impacted on the local area like you wouldn't believe. We've seen such a big change in the last 3 to 4 years.
Well, the best show is going back quite a long time. I saw a band called The Charlatans there. That was in the main hall when I was at university here, so that must have been, well, I think it was about 13 years ago when I went to see that, and that was great fun.
Been bowling in there. It's got a fantastic new bowling alley, which is great fun, and it's nice to see all of the work that's been going on in there recently. It's a really vibrant place.